The public health issue of obesity is not only a problem in the United States, where 1 out of 3 adults are obese and 1 out of 6 children under 19 are obese, according to the National Institute of Health, but it's also a global issue where in 2014, 600 million adults and 24 million children younger than 5 were obese. Many countries to combat this issue have thought to curb overconsumption by implementing a tax on high-sugar foods, high-fat foods, or sugary drinks. In 2014, Mexico implemented a 10% tax on sugary drinks, which caused a 10% rise in the cost of products, and sales fell by 6%. In 2011, Denmark implemented a tax on foods with more than 2.3% saturated fats, but it was abolished the next year since citizens were just traveling to neighboring countries to purchase the products. This year, the UK implemented a soft drink tax. Some US cities have implemented a soda tax, but similar issues have arisen like in Denmark, where consumers just go elsewhere. The tax is supposed to send a signal to consumers that it's a potentially bad or dangerous product like alcohol or cigarettes. The way the tax is supposed to work is that it won't hit consumers directly, but the expectation is that by taxing manufacturers producing this product, they will pass the added costs onto the consumer by raising prices, so then consumers will end up either avoiding the product or substituting it. The other option is for manufacturers to adjust their products to sell things that won't have the tax. From an economic view, the cost of sugar consumption on an individual level are lower life expectancy and the increased risk of multiple life-threatening diseases. The cost of sugar consumption on a societal level is higher because of healthcare costs and lower worker productivity. Since the societal cost of sugar consumption with its external costs is greater than the private cost of sugar, it makes sense to implement a tax on it. Sugar is considered to be a demerit good, where people may be unaware of the costs or addictive qualities of the good. Others are alcohol and cigarettes, and both of these goods are heavily taxed. A positive possibility for this tax is that what revenue is raised could be used to reduce taxes on other healthy products like produce than to increase the incentive to purchase those products. Another way that revenue can be used is to fund spending on health clinics or health education to help the crisis in a different way. The tax is attempting to shift supply and consumption by making an incentive to supply alternatives and promote incentives. Some potential issues with the tax are that the decrease in sales and revenue would cause market shares to drop, then jobs will be lost. But if the tax revenue is used to boost healthcare, then it will be an employment-neutral change. Another factor to consider is that this is a regressive tax that will unfairly affect low-income groups. But people can switch to substitute products and avoid the tax. Also, everyone will benefit if the tax revenue is put back into healthcare. Others claim that it's wrong of the government to judge people's lifestyles and they shouldn't try to dictate how people should live. But the obesity problem is becoming a worldwide public health epidemic, and the government should have their people's best interest in mind. One of the biggest issues, which can be seen in the Denmark and US city examples, is people avoiding the tax by just purchasing elsewhere. To make impactful change, the world needs to get on the same page by taxing sugar and trying to solve these issues.